4. The time is 5:31 p.m. Roll call, Mr. Bailey, Mrs. Dean, Mrs. Johnson is going to be late, Mrs. Martin, Ms. Miller,
Here.
Mr. Osowski. Chair is here. President's remarks, as per usual, please place all cell phones on silent. Can I get a motion to adopt the agenda of, I cannot talk tonight. Motion to adopt the agenda of the September 16th, 2025 board workshop as presented.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Osowski. Is there support? As amended, that's correct.
As amended, support.
It's amended, yes, I should, thank you. Who's my second? We're gonna move call to the audience up before the workshop, yeah. Ms. Miller, second. All in favor say yes. Opposed, motion carries. All right, call to the audience, public participation regarding board workshop. Rebecca, hi, come on over and.
Like here, or should I be?
Yeah,
You're fine.
that's fine. Just tell us who you are and the purpose of your visit tonight.
So my name is Rebecca Leadham. I'm the STEAM teacher at Beach Elementary. And I'm here to talk about class sizes and how it's been affecting our school.
Excuse me, what teacher are you?
STEAM.
Steve? If you want to sit, please.
Okay.
Yeah, have a seat.
Thank you.
Largest here.
I apologize now. I can talk to a room of 600 kids with no problem, but a few adults and I get nervous.
We're not scary, I promise. There we go. I'm gonna, Mrs. Dean, Mrs. Martin.
That's Thursday
Pick
and
up your
Friday.
name and have a seat somewhere and,
Sorry.
we are gonna listen, we're gonna hear from a teacher at Beach regarding class sizes. So just to give y'all an update. Okay, go ahead, Rebecca.
As a specialist teacher at Beach Elementary, I have the opportunity to work with all classes in the building. And as a certified teacher, I have the opportunity to observe the effect our class sizes are having on our students. While I am very aware that what our contract lists as our maximum, I am also aware of the fact that what our contract lists and what is best for our students are two different things. I and many other teachers in the elementary buildings believe that this number should not be a goal or a standard. This should be a worst case scenario. Our youngest students are being harmed by the massive classes. With our growing number of students with higher needs, the growing number of behaviors, and the declining knowledge students are coming to school with, we now more than ever need the ability to differentiate our instruction and work with each student to get them where they need to be to succeed. This cannot be done when we are filling our classrooms to the brim. Not only is there not enough room in most of our classrooms, but there is not enough time in the day to meet the needs of 30 to 35 students with several IEPs, 504s, intense behaviors, declining mental health, and declining social intelligence.
Thank you. Do you know what the average class size is?
I don't know the average, but I know that we have at least 4 classes over 30 currently, and we just had to remove 2 classrooms with replacing one with a split class, which is going to increase 2 more classes to over 30, and the other classes to like the high 20s.
Okay, thank you. I'll tell you that typically we don't respond, but I
Yeah.
will also tell you that I'll have a conversation. And hopefully, there's got to be a reason, but we'll find out what it is. Thank you so much.
Oh, yeah, I have a question.
Mrs. Martin.
So, what school did you say you were at?
Beach.
And what grade do you teach?
I teach all the grades. I teach STEAM.
Oh, you STEAM and special ed?
Not special. Oh, I do teach the ASD students also, but I teach every kid in the building.
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't necessarily have a class. Do you have a class?
I don't. I used to. I taught 5th grade at Beach for 2 years
Okay.
before I became the STEAM teacher. But now I teach specials, so I get every class in the building in my room at least once a week.
At some point
So-
during the week, yeah.
Yeah.
So do you think because you're the special teacher that sometimes more kids come into your classroom because you're the special teacher?
Nope. It's the exact same size as their classes in their classrooms.
So, okay, gotcha.
Yep.
All right. Another question. So you say 34 classes are 30 plus. What's the average classroom? I know you said 30. Are you talking about 32, 33?
I don't know the exact average.
Okay.
I know that there are 2 classes that are at 33 and 34.
Okay,
And then there are 2 more classes that are at about 31.
okay, gotcha.
And now we haven't finished making the rosters for the new classes since we had 2 teachers removed. I'm sorry, removed is not the right word.
We have 2 vacancies, we'll just say that.
2 vacancies.
2 vacancies, okay.
Say again, two what?
2 vacancies, we have 2 classrooms not currently with a teacher for whatever reason.
Yes.
Do you know what grades those vacancies are for?
I think those are questions that we should direct to Judy and Jason.
That's fine.
I
I
think
mean, we were made very clearly aware of what it was. We had a long-term sub in one room, and she was, Melissa was asked to not hire a 5th grade teacher until we saw how many students, how many bottoms in seats we had, and then for that grade. And so they decided they're not hiring that position. The other position, she was asked to transfer to Hilbert, because they were in need of a 3rd grade teacher, and our sizes were
Within contract.
Gotcha.
within contract,
Do they
correct?
usually kind of make the class size feasible for the teachers after count day? Or they'll look at the
There's
numbers
not
again?
usually a change after count day, no.
Yeah.
Is it true?
Mr. Bailey?
So again, I'm not quite hearing this clear. You said it's STEAM or STEAM as in science?
Science, technology, engineering, and
art,
math. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna say at this point, we're going down a rabbit hole. Any further questions should be directed to our administrators, out of respect to them and because they have the actual numbers.
I could give you an exact number, I have it on my phone, if you'd like.
I try to encourage this board to follow the chain of command, which would be Mr. Witt and Mrs. Nachman. It's a good process, it's a good process to stay on, and it keeps us in our lane.
I got a question through the chair. How do you think, how's the behaviors in your classroom so far?
Very rough.
Okay.
Very rough. We're getting a lot of kindergartners starting with autism and other special needs that are undiagnosed because they're just now starting school. And so evaluations take time, and it takes time before we can find them their correct placement. And a lot of times they still end up being left in general ed, even with IEPs and 504s and all that.
Cool. Thank you so much.
Mrs. Miller,
Are you,
turn your mic on.
are you asking just about the class size, or do you actually need assistance within the class by the class size being so large?
Assistance is not a solution to the problem, unfortunately. The main classroom teacher needs to be able to meet the needs of all these students. The assistant is helpful, but it is not, it never ends up a solution to the problem. We need certified teachers to be able to maintain the number they have.
Oh, for consistency.
Yeah.
Okay.
Consistency, and also for what's best for the students, like educated people teaching the
So
children.
you're saying they need a certified teacher for that class?
No, I'm saying that we need to have more classrooms for the grade levels to allow for smaller class sizes.
Okay.
Prior to this year, the class sizes was low, I guess, because no one's really, mentioned this before. And so what's the average size? What's a good size? Like 25?
I would say that it depends on the grade. Some grades, they do have about 20 when they have 3 teachers for the grade, at Beach
Okay.
anyway.
So, again, I respect this board's questions. I'm gonna insist that we stop and direct these to the people who are in charge. There are probably reasons that we don't know, one of them being that we don't have a budget out of the Lansing yet, and we don't know what we're gonna get, and we don't know what our student count is gonna be, and it's the 3rd week of school, and we all know that we're gonna get new students, probably even into next week.
Which is exactly my point, yeah, why we need more teachers.
And so, but any further questions need to be directed to Jason and Judy. I would say to Jason first and then to Judy as our HR director. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, now we will stop. We'll grab some pizza, we'll start our board self-assessment, and we'll go from there.
Hey, man. When he had that baby, yeah, he kicked. About
You
to-
too.
about to-
Thank
about
you
to
for
push it
coming.
up, About to push it.
Hi, Mama.
Oh, wow. So you gotta slow down. You gotta slow down. Yeah. You know, when the baby's about to come, we always moving and moving and moving. Don't beat me. I'm taking away. I'm taking away because I wasn't expecting that. I mean, I don't know what to say. I wasn't expecting that. I'm sorry.
So where were you Saturday? Didn't I see you on the list?
For Saturday.
75th anniversary that you were.
Oh yeah, I was on the list, but yeah, I can't really tell you why I wasn't there. I feel like something happened on Saturday, but I can't. No, I have no reason. I think I just probably I forgot that was a Saturday.
Martin, are you crazy? You get finance to retirement. Blackjack, craps.
No, yeah, but I can't remember why I wasn't there. I think I just probably just forgot the date. Yeah. Yeah. So my intention was to be there.
So you're going to the MASB thing, or are you going to forget that?
I'm gonna forget that too, sir. I'm gonna forget that too.
So when you're up there, they've got a zip line. They've also got supposedly in that same facility.
Oh, it's in the same
Virtual
way.
reality operation. Which in other words, what they have here for virtual reality, you can taste
take
it there
there,
and see
yeah.
maybe other technologies.
Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't know that the zip line was gonna be actually on their thing, so that's something I probably will look
That's their
into.
thing, it's not on their thing.
No, I'm saying like it's in their facility, and I thought you
No.
said it was in the facility.
No, the zip line is so Traverse City's
Yeah.
weird here.
Okay.
So went to go all that distance and just do the MASD
Oh
thing.
yeah, I see what you're
Is
saying.
what did that guy wait?
That's what I thought you had said in your email, but then I heard something different. But yeah, we'll see. Yeah, because I don't know. I gotta find out what time stuff closes because it's an all day. It's
What
from 9 to
stuff
5.
closes?
What time the zip line and stuff closes? Yeah, it's all day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. But it's the psyching yourself up for the willingness to be exposed to this stuff, and instead of just getting the classes from MASD,
No, I understand that
now you
part.
pick up all this other experience and bring it back.
Yeah, I'm with that. But again, if I'm in a 9 to 5 situation and they close, then I can't enjoy that.
You're thinking too deep on this.
No, I'm not.
So the thing is
Yes, sir.
your time and whatever can be worried about then, or how you feel, whether you feel sick, all that stuff. But till then is you're interested in making maximum opportunity. Because again, the district's investing in you to go up there, but you're also, 300 miles to get there, and you've got all these other things. And if you have to hear of other things that are available
Let me sit on the hungry.
that might benefit to whoever else is going there, so that they can bring it back, you know, please get it.
Are you not going?
Yes, this zip line
They didn't even get to perform
is
at the first
something.
one.
Have you ever heard of the tree In Rochester, they set up a leadership
They
force.
chose not to.
Built it in the trees, right?
Oh, did I
It's
get
the
my
same
cup?
sort of thing. What you do is you put people out of their comfort zone and you give them this leadership opportunity, right? So if you've never had it, it gives you an opportunity to see what it's like and then bring it back and say, why can't we put our kids
They didn't wear it?
to experience this?
Okay, I'm still having a reaction.
It's easier if you've experienced it to advocate for the kids to.
Absolutely, I understand that point.
You worked the game?
Sure.
Did they win?
So how was it Saturday?
Okay.
Outstanding. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Good. I'm glad. I'm glad you enjoyed
I
it.
won, I lost, but it's the experience, right? I
Yes.
have never played blackjack. I haven't played poker.
See, they were gambling. I'm not a gambler. That's not my
It
thing.
doesn't have to be. It's part of the cost of going.
Yeah, I probably would not have
They give you-
participated.
They give you the
Oh, to
chips,
others.
which
Yeah.
don't cost anything.
Yeah.
You're not making anything.
Oh.
You're not losing anything.
Yeah.
Because it was all part of going.
Oh,
Okay.
Redford, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it also gives you an idea
Yeah.
of people that are addicted to it, whatever.
Right there on Grand River, and then the other one
Okay.
is going out of
You can
drive.
say what you know about it.
All right, let's bring this back in. Our workshop tonight is board self-assessment. We've been asking for this for some time. And our facilitator from MASB is Scott Morrell. And he is gonna tell us all about himself and all about board self-assessment.
Yes. The question was, are we doing this actually, the evaluation ourselves, or this is more so the training?
This is the training to get you
Get
ready
to-
to do.
That's what I told, that's what I said. That's exactly what I said.
Yep, no, that's what we're doing tonight is getting you ready.
Yes,
So
get
that
us
when you go to
ready.
take it, you'll all be on the same page and all agree to what you're trying to accomplish from the self-assessment process to look at it, so.
Cool.
Thank you for the opportunity today. Thank you for your service as school board members. I did 8 years, 2 terms in my local district. That was enough for me.
We
I also
don't,
served on the board of directors for MASB, and I was county chair. And this is my 19th year working for MASB, doing what I do. So, self-assessment's close to my heart. I actually wrote this CBA about 15 years ago, and it's been modified a couple of times. And as I look at it, some of my original slides are still in there, so it goes there. So this is a passion of mine. I do this a lot. So, what do you know about self-assessment? What is, when you hear self-assessment, what does that conjure to you?
How good you doing,
I do. Good you doing? Okay.
or what you're feeling.
For where you're failing. Okay. Hopefully not too many failing.
hopefully.
Hopefully not. What else?
Ways to improve.
Okay. Okay. Excellent.
For me, because I do it in my job, I have to do a self-assessment every year. It's about reflection, just stopping and thinking about where have we grown? What were our successes over the last year? Where do we need some improvement over over the next year? Because, like, I'm a retail manager, so we look at, okay, we were up this much in sales, right? But we missed our credit card goal. Okay, so now we know we need to work on that, right? So for me, it's about that self-reflection and how well we are functioning as a board to move this district forward.
Right. And that's what it is. It's self-reflection first. Before you do the assessment, you got to read through those questions and answer them. What am I doing? Because I can't change any of you. You have to change yourself. And so by doing self-assessment and self-reflection, it gives you, okay, where am I at? Then when you're filling out the actual scoring, you're doing, okay, where's the team at? And you're only good as your lowest. So if we rank you 1 to 7, 7 is your score. Because that's what's touching your board. It's not the middle, it's where you're at. So as you're looking at these things, you're looking at, okay, where's the board as a whole? Not as individuals. You're doing the individual yourself. Now, as you go through, you're going, ooh, yeah, that could be me. Somebody's talking about me. We're not going to call people out, but the idea is that you have to do some pondering yourself to say, okay, what can I do better? And sometimes I've had it where you have to decide, are you the best person to be at the board? And I've had board members do this and go, you know what, I'm tired, I'm done. And they'll say, you know what, this is a perfect opportunity to step away and let somebody else step into that seat to do their job if you're tired or you don't have the same passion that you did at one time. There's nothing wrong with that. And I'm not encouraging anybody to fix
I'm
it.
giving them all the
Make sure-
stink eye over
Yeah,
there.
make sure you always
Don't
say,
get
I'm
any
not trying to,
ideas.
I'm not encouraging anybody to leave. But with 6 year
I know where
terms,
you
it
all
gets a
live.
little nervous. That's a long,
That's a long
6
time.
years. I always tell board members, go as far as you can. And when time and family and jobs and health and everything come in, then reflect and say, is it time? You'll know when it's time.
You will.
And we do a lot of appointments, a lot more appointments than we've ever done in the past, because of the life, jobs take you away, family situations change, and so that's what we're doing. But assessment gives us that opportunity to look at where are we at a certain point. Now, don't get in the trap of saying, we were here last year, and this is where we are this year. They're individual stories. We don't go back and pull last year's out.
Yeah.
Because last year was last year.
That's
The
right.
situations, the people, the roles, the time are all different. So you're looking at the results of this year's results only, not trying to compare them. You'll get down a rabbit hole really quick, and you'll never figure out why you're where you're at. Okay? So let's go through the PowerPoint a little bit. Part of it is, remember, what's a team? When you hear the word team, what does team mean to you?
Collaboration.
Collaboration.
Working together.
What's that? Working together.
A unit, not being I. There is no I in team. I tell
Right.
my team that all the time. So it's thinking of us as a whole unit,
Yep.
and not individual board members.
It's a group of people with diverse backgrounds, diverse history, priorities, needs, coming together. If you had 7 like-minded people on the school board, it would be really boring, because we'd only need 1 then, because the other 6 would just be lined up behind 1 and let's go. With 7 diverse people bringing different opinions to the people, that's how we get the best decisions. If you think about oriented strand board, if we all walk the same way, it's like taking the strand board and putting everything going in the same direction. How much strength is that board going to have? OSB's strength is from moving it in different directions, diluting it and putting it under pressure. Now, there's no pressure for you guys in your job, so we don't have to worry about that. So when you think about it, we're like OSB. We put it in different people, and then we smash it down with the pressure and the heat, and now we've got something that's got tangible strength. And so we have to be able to listen to each other. Okay? You can't be disagreeable. Part of this assessment is looking at it. Do we truly listen to each other? Do we understand? Do we listen for knowledge? Or are we just listening because somebody told you to listen, and now I'm not paying attention, and nonverbals will kill you. So we have to understand what the nonverbals are. You have to understand those kind of things. And they'll come out in the assessment as you go through. So on the page, the second page, slide 4, you'll see me fly through certain slides and jump all over the place. But here's some boards that should change, look at self-assessment. A board that's experiencing changes. What kind of changes could it be?
New board members.
New board members?
New superintendent.
A lot of changes in the district. The board experiencing change. Next year you have an election. There's potential change. In transition, same thing. Next year we'll put in about 700 new school board members in Michigan. That's about the average every year, every election cycle. You think about it, that's a lot of new school board members. That's almost 2 per district in Michigan. On average, some will get more and some will get less. Boards don't want to move from good to great. When you're doing things well, you don't stop doing assessment.
That's
You
right.
want to keep doing it because you want to say, okay, here's where we're at. We don't want to backslide.
That's right.
Here's where we're at. Now I'm ready to go to the next level. And then boards that want to check in where you're at that given time. So there's a lot of reasons for doing the evaluation. Each board has to figure that out. But everybody's got to be on board to do it. It's not a big time commitment. I talked about it a little bit.
No.
But when you look at the next slide, it says, I'm on page 4. Oh, you got different ones. You get strategic planning.
Thank you.
That's a good time to talk about strategic planning a little bit. So what makes school boards effective? On page, second page, real slides. They commit to high expectations for their students. Okay? When you make decisions, are you always thinking about your students first? How does it affect our students? Have strong shared beliefs and values. Have you talked as a group what your vision is? As a group, what you're trying to accomplish? You guys just did big, am I right? You just did portrait of a graduate? That's huge work to be done. Now you gotta go to the next step. What's that mean to us as a board? Every year the board should be sitting down and saying, here's our mission statement. Usually it's somewhere in a room. But what does it mean to the 7 of us? Not the words on the wall. I'm not saying change those. Those get changed every 3 to 5 years during the planning stage. But in between, what's that mean to us? Because we set the vision, one of our 3 jobs. Okay? So we set the vision, that's what we're talking about. What do we want to accomplish? Why are we here? You need to be having that discussion every year. I encourage boards to do it in January. As a new board member comes on, you have that discussion. It allows everybody to hear everybody's reason. Why am I here? What am I trying to, what would I like to see happen? What do I think are the concerns? So we all come together. So when a community member comes and says, hey, Scott, I'm looking to move in your community. Why? What's so good about your schools? Why should I bring my kids to your schools? You may not all say the same thing, but you should all come to the same end result of what you're trying. Hey, look at our portrait of a graduate. Here's some of the things we're working on. You should all have that common good. So when you're making decisions at the board table, we're coming from a common place. Because when we're making decisions at the board table, you should come out of one clear thing. Your vision, your mission, or your goals. If they don't fit those, right, they shouldn't be at the board table. We let other things get on what we call killer bees, books, bonds, buses, balls. We all like that because we all understand that. We need to be thinking about the C's. Criteria, correspondence, communication, curriculum. It's harder because it's a more abstract area. So we do the B's, we need to be looking at the C's. And so that's what we're trying to get you to think about as you're doing through this assessment. We need to see where you're at. Are we doing those kind of things? Are we accountability driven? Collaborative relationship with staff and community? Remember, you represent the community, but you don't vote per the community. Because if I come in and you say, hey, I'm listening to the community, how many voters do you have in your community, Jeff? Roughly. Yeah.
7,000.
7,000? Yeah. So if I come in and you tell me I'm listening to the community, I want to see your track record of going and touching 7,000 houses.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way you can listen to the community. What you're doing is you're listening to those who come and talk to you, which is phenomenal. But you might hear from a small group of 20, that means there's 6,980 who didn't come to you. And we represent all of them. We represent parents, community members who don't have students, business owners. They still pay taxes.
Yeah.
Still can't vote.
They can't vote, so they don't even have a say on what you spend their money on, but they're part of it. So we need to make sure we understand what's the effect. You know, even your portrait of a graduate. You know, what are we preparing those students to be ready to go out in the business world? And that's where we partner with them. Are you data savvy? Do you get a lot of student achievement data
Yes.
right now?
Yeah,
Yes.
a lot.
Do you get it all at the same time?
No.
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 It's different
We
quarterly.
want to make sure you get it good and fast.
Yeah.
We used to
Otherwise,
do
you're
the,
like overwhelmed.
we used
with
to
it.
do the death by 10,000 paper cuts. November gets here and you get 6 inches of paper and they throw as much as you can because they know you can't get through it, so they can baffle us with
Right.
the stack of paper. The idea is we get it, and that's where the data is driven and Savvy Board does it. They do it on a regular, consistent basis. As results come in, we're not waiting necessarily for MSTEP to come in when you have NWEA or SAT or PSAT. any of those other tests that get done pre and post testing. There's a lot of other data points that we can look at. So the board should be looking at those. Make sure we're aligning the resources to what your vision and mission are. So when you write budgets, right, you just finished the budget cycle. If the board says, hey, math is our #1 priority,
Yeah.
you're doing the budget, show me where the money is in the budget for math. It's not the last one you spend. If you as a board say, math's our #1 thing, then it's gotta be the first one you spend, because
Yeah.
that's the board driving the superintendent. Saying this is the mission critical for us. And part of the assessment is, did we do that? Did we work with the superintendent? Did we work with the business group to make sure they heard our voices and understood what they're trying to accomplish?
So, I'm gonna stop for just a second.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we're gonna talk about strategic planning,
Yeah.
because this is really hard when you don't have a strategic plan, which we have not had
Yep.
for,
Years.
yeah, before the pandemic.
You're not alone. I have 3 of them going right now. And a lot of boards are starting to realize that they have time.
Yeah, yeah,
And,
I mean,
oh, we'll catch up at some point. Well,
Yeah.
some point's here.
That's right.
yes, agreed.
What's nice about self-assessment and strategic planning, they transcend the board and the superintendent. You put a plan in today, not wishing Jason to leave tomorrow.
He's not going
But
anywhere
if,
either.
if for whatever reason he had to leave tomorrow, the plan's still here. The next superintendent's job is to come in and pick it up. Because this is the Redford Union plan, not the board's plan, the superintendent's plan, or this person. It's your plan. And that's what's nice about having that. So the new superintendent comes in, you have that plan. I just did a couple searches. They just finished their plans, and we gave the candidates their plans, and this is what they're working towards.
That's
Can you work with this? Because if you can't tell us now, that we're not gonna waste each other's time.
That's right.
And so
Yep.
that helped a lot. So that's part of the process, is understanding those things. So a couple of questions on the next page, questions to consider. We know what our role is. What's the role of the Board of Education?
Government school district.
I'm sorry?
Governor.
Government school district? Okay. What's government school district mean to you guys?
Create
It means a lot of
policy,
stuff. What's that?
create policy,
Set policy?
finance, the budget.
Yeah, well, that comes out of something else first.
Yeah. The state budget. No.
It comes out of your vision.
Your vision. Yeah, yeah,
Your
yeah.
vision has to come before the budget.
Yeah.
If you don't set the vision, superintendent doesn't know what you want,
Come on, you better say
then
that.
you're giving the board, or the superintendent,
Permission to do.
like, whatever they want, you
Yes.
can't hold them accountable.
Yes.
Okay?
Vision creates
That's why
budget.
you have to have a clear vision. When we do it in January, think about it. We start the budget cycle, so we're clear what we want. So if they're going into the budget cycle, they can be rolling that right in. So we set policy, we set the vision, which stretches out to the finance and all that. And we hire and evaluate a superintendent. If you think about all the other work we do, they all come out of those 3 jobs. Goal setting, policy drives it, vision leads it, superintendent is the one who implements it. So if we remember those 3 things, everything else we do ties right back to those 3 tasks. That's what our job is. Pretty simple. We just tend to make it a lot harder than it has to. And
So-
the biggest part is because, what?
I was gonna say, some would argue, or not argue, some would say,
Debate, I got it.
yes, that the superintendent is not the only staff that we oversee.
It's the only step you want to say.
Some people would say, where's that written?
It's written, it's codified, you think about it, not an attorney, but if you look in the state code, it's the only employee you have to have. Inkster still have, Inkster's no longer a district, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's somebody who has the title of superintendent, because they still owe money. Now, it's an attorney who's overseeing that, so to make sure the bonds get paid and all that. But it's the only job we have to have in school district is superintendent of schools. That's who works for us. We hire and evaluate them. We're the only ones that can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else works for the superintendent, because if you think about it, everything they do reflects back on the superintendent. So if somebody screws up, it's coming back out, you're gonna take it out on the superintendent. Just like if great things happen, we're gonna praise the superintendent, who's gonna say, no, it's our staff. Good superintendent, you're gonna take the blame and deflect the good stuff. That's our one employee. That's the one person we cover, because it's the one employee we have. So we know, what are we trying to accomplish? Are we, what's that says? Are we accomplishing what we should be doing? Do you have board goals?
Nope.
Have you talked with the superintendent about the expectations of his position this year?
Yes.
No.
We have superintendent goals.
No, we haven't did his goals though this year.
He should have given us goals at evaluation.
At the evaluation.
Which evaluations?
That was for last year though, not this year.
Whose tool did you use?
I'm sorry,
Which tool did you use for
we
that?
use the MESB tool.
If you find it,
So
let
MESB
me
tool,
know.
just so you know, you don't have to write goals. They're built in.
Yeah.
You got 35 data points, progress towards district goals, and student growth. There's plenty there. We don't need to be writing goals. What we need to do is identify the priorities within that. What are the highest priorities? What do we want you to focus on? You know, maybe it's the audit. So when you go to the budget finance section, and there's a couple about the audit, you say those two are the high priorities, and you mark those as A priorities. So you have 4 or 5 A's that, that's what we want you to spend your time on, not these C's that, you know, they're doing well, just keep doing what you do, and we don't have the capital to be spending on them, where we need to go here. You don't
But-
need to be writing extra goals, because they already own the district improvement plan, my kid, which is a big document.
Do we need?
They get graded on that, 15% of their 100 points comes from that document.
Okay, wait.
Yep,
Oh.
that's all right.
So,
She's like,
I got them all messed up now.
Yeah, you shaking it, huh?
Shake it up.
You shaking it.
so like for instance, when yes, we just did our evaluation on the superintendent goals from last year. Correct, we did that in June. Coming forth this year, which we have not agreed on superintendent goals for this school year yet. So you're saying that technically, what I hear you say is that the superintendent does not have to have per se goals. Is that what I hear you say? Because it's already written in the evaluation tool. So
And there's a place in there that has goals, but they have to come out of the instrument. So if you want a goal on budgeting, you go to the budget cycle.
Yeah, it's at the
and
bottom.
You say D3,
Right.
Yeah,
and you
it's
say, here's the goal for D3. So when we score that D section, we score that goal as part of that section. It's
so
not added on to goal to that.
what I thought was happening was that we were based on the goals that he gave us and that we agreed upon as a board,
Yep.
we evaluating that in addition to the stuff that's in there.
A lot of boards do. But when I work with boards, we try to get them away from that when I train boards.
But why?
Because there's so much there for them to do already. If you think about it, if you read through the rubric,
Mm-hmm.
30, the 5 professional domains,
Yes.
there's 35 to 40 checkpoints in there, right?
Yeah, it's a lot.
Interpersonal, leadership, finance,
Yeah.
educational leadership. But then we go, oh wait, we're gonna do 15% over here on progress towards district goals, which is your continuous improvement plan, my KIP, right? You've all heard of my KIP, your district improvement plan. They own that, pretty big document, pretty wide breadth of a document. And 20% is student growth. So if you think about it, there's a lot there. And you control a lot of that because like student growth now, we don't set the targets for us. You look at the instrument now, it now says locally determined. Because when we did it, we say like 60 to 75%, you're effective. Well, the problem is, if your starting point's 20,
Yeah.
you're never gonna get to
never gonna be
75.
effective.
Yeah, it's hard.
You never get to effective, and then you demoralize your whole team.
Yeah.
So by you guys getting to second, you're looking, okay, here's where we're at today, where do we need to be a year from now?
Right.
And where do we want to be 2 years from now? And you're setting that target internally between the board and the superintendent. And that boils up from what the staff's being targeted. Because what they get targeted, what they're evaluated on, administrators get evaluated on, superintendent gets evaluated on. It all rolls together. That's one of the reasons why we don't need a lot of extra goals.
So like for instance, if you wanted to increase reading scores, like, right, we want, now you think about that piece where he talks about student growth. That would like fall under there, and we can add to it though.
There's a whole section right in there to talk about what you expect, what you're looking for. You're setting the cut scores. So you may say, here's our math scores we want, and here's our reading scores we want. Or we want to compile numbers. Some districts do it both ways. But you're putting all that right in that 20% progress towards district growth.
So,
Go ahead, no.
so would you suggest when we're thinking about goals that we also have that tool in front of us, not just for evaluation, but
Sure.
also to think about it?
You should have a tool with you 12 months a year.
That's
You should have it with you. Because a lot of what they do, how do you remember things? Right? We don't have we're like elephants. We remember all the bad stuff forever. And we don't remember the good stuff from yesterday.
yeah.
So what I encourage you to do, and you're ready to get out of here, but get a binder, put 4 quarters in it, you put the rubric in there, you put your growth scores in there, you put your
She'll hear it.
job
on the tape.
description, all those kind of things. If you look at the presentation, they're in there. You put all those in there, so when you come together each quarter, as you're seeing things, you just put them right in your binder. And
Repeat.
so when you bring your binder, if we know we're gonna have a discussion tonight, or whatever, you're bringing your binder, you can always find it, because a lot of times they leave it right here in the office, so when you come in, you can get it, write some notes to yourself of things you've seen, because we don't always remember everything when we get to that quarterly touch base. So by going quarterly, we're narrowing the playing field down. I only gotta remember 60 to 90 days, not 12 months. Okay? You were jumping in there, then go ahead.
Yeah, Ms. Pridmore.
Yes.
So in regards to this, again, memory, right? In terms of setting the goals, as far as I know, Mr. Witt tells us the goals. Do we approve that? I don't think we do.
We
We
do.
do.
Yes, we
And
do
a
approve
motion's
this.
made, we approve these goals?
Yes.
Yes.
And then also in terms of setting
Sorry,
the
you said
standards
you.
of improvement,
Yes.
we do that.
Yes. Yes.
I do not remember that. I remember once that the staff came forward and said that it's state paperwork that they had to send to the state and bypass us, and they said we're gonna improve, we wanna make sure 60% of the kids see improvement or something like that. And we had no input on that at all, it was already sent to the state and whatever. So you're saying that we do this?
We approve Mr. Witt's goals. If Mr. Witt has a goal to increase reading scores by 30%, say that's a goal he brings to us because he's passionate about that, then we would approve it. He, in theory, he is bringing us that goal based on what his administrators are telling him. We think we can improve reading by this percentage this
Which
year.
you're getting from your
They're getting from their
classroom.
Their data,
classroom
yeah.
teachers. So it's like it's a building block, right? So the classroom teachers are saying, we think we can improve reading by this. And then they're going, and then the administrators are going, okay, I'm hearing 30% this year. And so then Jason would set his goal based on that. So we only approve his goals and his numbers, but his numbers should be set by him listening to his administrators.
So,
And we can add goals, we can say
Correct.
suggest the goal,
'Cause we have.
or we can edit the goal that he created to us,
Correct.
because that he gives it to us as a draft.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
so to help with my recollection of this, can you think back approximately when this occurred, so I can look up the paperwork?
So I think Mrs. Martin's right. I don't think we've done this year's, but
But last year, he emailed it to
last
us,
year,
and he gave us a hard copy.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
I would have to look back,
Or
Mr.
just
Bailey.
think roughly, and I'll take a look.
September, October? 'Cause I mean,
It was late.
it may have been later than
Yeah.
that.
But let me take you back.
I've slept since then.
That goal
Yeah,
of
early in the school year, I would
reading?
think.
Where would it go in the instrument right now?
Yeah,
Maybe.
Progress towards district goals.
right.
Why do we need another goal? It's right there.
Yeah,
You're just calling it out right on the section G of the rubric, progress
So-
towards district goals, the expectation is a 30% increase in reading. That's where it goes.
Right, so he
It's not a
doesn't
separate goal.
necessarily need to
It's
set
part of the
goals.
evaluation, it's part of that overall instrument.
And I think we're getting used to the instrument. For me, Lakia's getting
Well,
used to
and
the
it's
instrument.
changed, you know,
Yeah.
so,
And so,
Well,
it's-
let
and
me
we
ask
never
you-
heard this. Well, I'd
What's
never
your
heard this
schedule?
before.
What is your timeline annually for your evaluation? When you start, when you do the actual evaluation?
What
So
does it do? We're
It is
the day before or something?
it is due by the end
June.
of,
right?
it's
No.
due-
The law says you have to evaluate
By
superintendent on
June.
an annual
Yeah.
basis.
That's
We
right. do
typically-
it the day
January
before.
1 to December 31st, you can evaluate them anywhere in there to be
We-
compliant with the law.
we evaluate based on school
December
year.
31st?
Okay, wait,
Yeah.
hold on.
I thought we do it
Back
in
up.
June. So
We
get
have the
data.
option to evaluate via calendar year or school year.
Right.
We evaluate based in
Or
school
contract
year. Yeah, so we evaluate based on the school year.
Yeah.
That's what makes the most sense in my mind.
Okay.
And to my knowledge, we've always evaluated based on the school year. I can't remember, yeah.
Always been on a year
I'm not- It's
because-
always, because that's, you know,
They get graded for the whole year.
correct.
Right.
So
But-
typically we do our evaluation in June.
Okay,
Um,
but when's this contract notification have to be done?
we haven't. Well, I
Usually
haven't seen
90
this
days
contract.
Before the end of the contract year, just like your teachers, if you're gonna
yeah.
So we
renew
should
or not
be,
renew,
yeah, we are not,
So you can get yourself
so
to
we
June.
really should be evaluating in like April.
well, you should, that's a contract year. You're doing the evaluation in March, you started in April.
What?
Most boards are now doing January to December. When do new school board members start?
January, coming in January, yeah.
So the first thing they do is they get to help set the expectations for the new year, not evaluate the superintendent 6-8 weeks after they've come on board. They set the expectations for the calendar year. You do the evaluation right at the end of the year before the budget cycle, so if there's things that have to be wrapped up or we missed the boat on, we can wrap them right into this.
But we
Budget cycle.
budget in June.
Right, but your budget's already set. If you're evaluating in June, it's too late to be putting stuff in the budget to improve student scores and stuff, because that budget is pretty much locked down by the time you
We
evaluate.
do evaluate before our budget, I will say that.
Right, but
Um,
even then, because the budget starts in January,
Yeah.
by June 1st, that budget's pretty much locked down.
And you can't do much wiggle room changing. I see what you're saying. I do got this. Like for me, I'm saying Lakia. I have not seen our superintendent's contract. I don't even know what's in there. I don't know like that 90-day thing you just mentioned. I didn't even know that was a thing.
It's on the website.
That's
It's on the
one of
website. Well, thank you for that.
one
I
of
didn't see that on the
documents that go
website.
in
Thank
your
you.
binder
Thank you
is
for that.
Anything in the contract that deals with evaluation and renewal would be in your binder. So is it most contracts are a 90-day renewal notice.
Yeah, I
And
believe
most
his-
contracts are, you have to
That's
add the year
probably-
on, not automatic.
That's probably.
Automatic is evergreen, most boards have gotten away from evergreen.
And I
You
don't,
have to vote to stop
I
it.
don't
Here you
know.
vote to add to it.
I don't know when was the last time we negotiated his contract. It's been a couple of years.
But-
So we're probably getting close to negotiating a
Well,
new
you have
contract.
to anyways, because you have to negotiate an appeal process. There has to be an appeal process in each contract.
Too much for me.
Is that new? Is that new?
That's new this,
Oh.
new law.
The new law. See,
There
now
has
it's
to be an
getting deep.
appeal process for the superintendent
Oh,
to
Jesus.
appeal
That's
his
new.
evaluation if they don't feel they've been treated fairly. Or
Oh.
people who aren't certified haven't had the greater reliability training evaluates. Superintendent can say, well, they weren't trained, so it's not reliable, they can appeal it.
They're not, by
And
law,
we
they're
just-
not allowed to evaluate if they haven't been trained, correct?
But how many boards do you think that happens on?
Oh.
Probably more than we know.
Exactly.
Not on this board, by
Not
the
on
way.
this board.
But, and we should wear
Not as long as
this
I'm
hat,
president.
is if it's off the rails, then it's an easy knockdown the pins for superintendent. Say,
Yeah.
I had 2 people who evaluated me who weren't trained.
Oh.
They don't have their state training. And so that's why we're here.
Shame on their board
Wow.
presidents for even allowing that to happen. Oh, I'm sorry.
Is there any chance that, you could write out the suggested calendar?
I have it, it's all done. I can send you the outline, the rubric, or the PowerPoint that we use for training. It's all in there, it'll have the documents you need for it should have been in the training you probably had at some point.
Yeah, we did.
in the last year, you had to be trained,
Because they changed
With
the
the new
tool.
laws.
Yeah, yeah.
but the appeal process is part of the new laws, a mid-year written progress report is part of the new law. So there's things in there. So if you're not sure, we're not gonna spend any more time on
Yeah.
evaluation. If you got a question, I'll give you my card and I can help you through it. Or if I need to, I'll come back up and we'll go through the whole process. I do that with a lot of boards, where I actually do the first meeting in January with them, available through the year to help them, and then come back down and facilitate the evaluation at the end of the year through one full cycle. And that helps the board get set up for long-term success, because now they know what the process looks like. Everybody's voice gets heard. No, we're not running over each other. It's just something to think about long-term.
In terms of the calendar,
Yep, it's in that rubric. I'll send you, it's not in the rubric, sorry. It's in the PowerPoint presentation that goes with the rubric. And Madam President, if you email me tomorrow and say, send me evaluation documents, I will give them to you. I won't remember for when. back to the
Look,
office.
see, I'm gonna put a reminder in my phone
in a
because I
district
will
Tomorrow
forget.
night, so it's, we
Let's
run
see.
crazy, but I will get that stuff to you. And you talked about the different cycles, January, December, March, or April to March, July to June. July to June is usually the ISDs, because they're elected in June. So it makes sense for them to start in July. For ours, if I'm a new board, think about it, you're the new board member, Lauren. You come in January, you have to evaluate the superintendent on what other people have decided. Does that make you feel warm and fuzzy or happy? No. If we do it in January, now everybody's part of the voice, because now they own it. They have to be part of the solution all year. They can't just come in and throw dodgeballs at the superintendent. They have to be part of the solution,
Yeah,
because they're there for the 12 months.
yeah.
So
Oh, okay.
if we fail, superintendent fails. Superintendent fails, we fail.
That's right.
We gotta put a team together that says, we're not gonna let each other fail. So we put the processes in place to how they do that. Okay? Self-assessment, if you think about it, in this slide here, and talk about it. Strategic plan, board self-assessment, strategic planning, or a three-pronged approach. You have to do all those well to move the board forward, the district ultimately forward. And there's a slide in there, so.
So,
Chair.
I think Miss Miller, I'm sorry.
yeah,
All right,
thank you.
go ahead.
You look here, because I'm getting confused. Are you
I'm trying to make
saying,
it
thank you,
clear.
Martin, are you saying we should evaluate the superintendent in January or
December.
December?
Start in
Okay,
January, end in December.
okay.
Start
Because
in
see,
January, end in December.
will they have the scores and stuff,
You
will
get scores all
everything
year
be
long.
in? Or we'll just look at what they currently have
You get
available?
NWA, you use NWA,
Yes.
you get a spring score and a summer score. We don't have to wait till November to know what the scores are. You're getting data all year long, that's what we're saying. We don't want a data drop of all your.
Thank you.
Right
So
before the
what you're
evaluation
saying, we'll look at what's available, what the
happens.
school,
All year long.
okay.
All year
Whatever
long.
they have available when we do,
Every time they get a
evaluate.
data drop, they should be sharing it with you guys.
But the part about the teachers, you know how they ask, how do you know if the teachers, I don't know, met their goal? It's a
Yeah.
question. It's a question on it. You know what the question I'm talking about on the evaluation tool? I can't remember how it words.
No, the evaluation tool says, do you have a program and a process in
Correct.
place for an evaluation program? Doesn't say if they were evaluated. It says, do you have a program in place?
Yeah.
Do you follow that program? So a program usually for first-year teachers is 3 visits and a final. So are we following that?
Okay.
Do we have a process in place that if we identify a teacher who's struggling, do we have the interactions put in place? We don't need to know if somebody's struggling.
It's not our business.
We just need to know that there's a process that takes care of that, so that at the end of it, and that person has to be separated for whatever reason. They're not coming back and bashing us over the head and say, you didn't help me, you just threw me to the wall. That's what the question about the evaluation is. Go ahead, Jim.
You're the secretary, right?
No.
Who's the secretary?
Miss Megan.
Megan is the secretary.
Ms. Johnson, would you be, if we get the calendar, our problem before has been that it's not, there's no consistency, right? So the thing is, if he gives you the calendar, would you be able to track
and say, we have this coming up and we need to do this. Because that's part of the problem in terms of
It's actually in the tool.
improvement.
Board calendar's right in the tool. You should have a board calendar already.
We do have a board calendar. And
Not
we,
events, but things you have to deal with.
yeah. So
Ah.
we,
That's kind of different. Okay.
okay.
We don't have the consistency, and it's not built into the system, so I see.
I
it being-
disagree, we do have consistency. We've evaluated the same time and the same process every single year.
I think what he's talking about is having a calendar, like, we know, like, for instance, July is our organizational month.
Right.
And but like outside of that, what else is consistent?
I
Wednesday
have,
off,
but
yeah.
there is consistency. I have an issue with the fact that we don't have consistency, because we do have
Well, and that's,
consistency.
I'm not.
We do our budget
Yep.
every year. We run our board calendar, along with our school calendar. So we run a July to June calendar.
Yep.
We set our meetings July to June. We hold our elections in July, not January.
It is fine.
And
That's what
we
you guys
evaluate,
do.
and that's the way we evaluate. We
Yep.
set our budget that way. We hold our budget hearings that way. So there is consistency, and I have a problem
Is
with
it-
the,
I think usually what it is it's not fully documented. And that's where we get into that. And that could be, and I'm not gonna debate,
Yeah.
we do or don't. It's, I'm trying to get you to think about things going forward, how do we continue to improve the
absolutely.
board?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what we're trying to do, not, you didn't do this, you did that,
Right.
I didn't do this, I don't think we did that. The idea is there's certain benchmarks we have to meet as a board. Evaluating superintendent is one of the three big ones we have to
Yeah,
benchmark.
there's also best practices, right?
Yep.
So when the superintendent is evaluated the day before to do, I
That's only happened one
don't think that's
time.
the best.
That was
And I think
that-
that's part of not keeping track of when things need to be done. And other people are saying, shouldn't we be doing this?
And I think for tonight's purpose, I hear you, and I understand, but that might be a follow-up session with you guys, come in and talk about evaluation, calendars, how to get set up for the board, what we call good governance is a different thing that we come in and work with you on. But I wanna state, we talked about BSA and strategic planning, and I got a lot of stuff, and
Yeah.
I don't wanna keep you here all night.
Let's,
I mean, I can go all night.
let's
I
stay
mean,
on track, because we have done board governance, and we will be doing norms and protocols
Yep.
in the near future,
Yep.
so.
So, and I'll send you some stuff, and then I give you my card, so if you have questions, again, you can reach out to me. Benefits, it holds you accountable. How are you held accountable? We used to say it's the election, but we can't get enough people to run in the election, let alone use it as a Band-Aid of what we're doing right or wrong.
Depends on
Okay?
what.
This is your opportunity. We evaluate everybody else. We don't look at ourselves. Allows our, as we said earlier, allows you to do some self-reflection. Fosters open communication. There's no names on this tool. When you go in, we don't ask for names, just your school district when you fill it out. So when the board president calls, Scott, hey, how many do we got? And I say, 5, well, he's not there.
Don't know.
You better call your board, because we can't tell you, because we don't know who filled it out and who didn't.
So it's,
Anonymous.
it's,
What's the word you're looking for?
anonymous.
Yes, totally not.
And I tell my employees this, because we're doing associate engagement right now. And my employees are saying, well, why do I have to put my employee number in? I said, well, that's how the company is tracking how many of my employees
Right.
have done the associate engagement survey.
Right.
So I know currently I'm at 66% of my
Right.
employees.
But you don't know what.
I don't
this-
know, right, I don't know what they said. I don't know, thank goodness, because I say some tough things when I evaluate my
And,
company.
and that's why we do it this way, is it's totally anonymous.
Yeah.
You, because we want you to feel open, to score how you feel, not what you think the others want you to put down, or put your comments down. If it's anonymous, you can be hopefully more truthful and open in your communication.
Just don't be mean to your board president, because I love you.
Yeah.
I'm sensitive.
I'm sensitive
So,
about
yeah.
that.
Again, you know, when we talk about that discussion of your vision as a group,
Yeah.
the last slide talks about improves decision-making by enhancing understanding of philosophies and goals. What are we here for? Why did you run? Why are you
That's right.
giving up more time out of your week to be here doing this? Because I know it's for the pay, right?
Right.
It's that wonderful pizza every once in a while.
Pizza,
Yeah.
it's the, $600 a year.
Yeah.
Oh, wait,
That you spend right back in the district.
yeah.
Every time you go to a game, 50-50, they got their hand out, they want their hot dog, you go to middle school, they're buying, making bread. you gotta
Marching
buy
band's
bread.
got a rap going on.
So
This-
you end up, that's why it's called a stipend, it's really meant for you to stay harmless
band does
when
have
you
a
go
raffle
in and
this year,
do those
this
kind
week.
of things. You're putting the money back, but it's not coming out of your pocket. So you're helping
I'm
them.
just saying, I buy fabric with mine, but.
So, again, it improves professionalism as a board, because now we know where we're falling short.
What slide are you?
What's that?
13 on
13.
page 5.
Sorry, 5. Look at the middle slide. What do you see? You see a lady, what? Oh!
I see both.
I don't know, but she's got a pretty Simon fur coat on there.
You should see
Disengaged.
an old lady and a young lady.
Oh, you talk about literally. Okay, yeah. I'm talking about
The point
disengagement.
is everything can be looked at differently.
Yeah.
And so it's how the person looks at it, so that's why we have to have the communication.
Yeah.
Because I may look at it as the old lady, and you're saying, no, it's the young lady, and we're not listening to each other. And it can be both.
Yeah.
Neither one's wrong, but we have to be open to that discussion to say, okay, what are they trying to tell us?
That's why I always say, for me, I use the and or thinking instead of the but thinking.
Yep.
You said and or is what you said with
And or.
Versus,
like-
I like
yeah,
that.
but.
Oh, I like that.
What are you saying?
Like saying like, oh, you know what? I like the colors that we use for Redford Union. I like our logos. And I don't know where that black came from. So
That's
I
another-
don't either.
But
It's
I
not-
don't like the font they use. I like the colors, but I don't like the font.
Yeah.
Fonts usually lead you down bad. Right? It
I don't know
allows,
where the black came from either. Our colors
it
are
allows the
blue.
new board members an understanding of what you're doing. Because they come in, yeah, we try to onboard them, but remember your first board meeting?
oh yeah.
You're a little nervous. I joke with my wife to this day, I go, I don't know what I approved that night. You're so nervous. I'm looking at the guy next to me, and whatever he voted, I voted. You know, I don't know, I could have given my kids up that night for all I know. Because it's like, you're so nervous, you don't want to make a mistake, you don't want to look stupid. And so that's why the more we can do onboarding and do these kind of things, it is for better for them. And it benefits, again, is helping us learn where we're at and where we want to go. Bottom slide on 6 is the sections of our evaluation tool. Those are some of the things that we look for. Leadership, academics, board responsibilities, effectiveness, data-driven, board superintendent relations, community engagement. Those are the sections that are on this board self-assessment. Okay? Pretty straightforward. Ours is research-based. This is pretty. Top slide. It's not a fly-by-night, we just put this together. It has a lot of research behind it. He works from that SBA. It has the lighthouse study. Some of you have heard the lighthouse study. They're a big study out of Iowa. They've done a lot of research on boards and board leadership. Marzano and Waters School District Leadership that work. Using data. Field book by McClay and Songbook. We use that. We use that a lot. And indicators and building blocks from MASB. So they're all research-based questions and rationales. So there's some thought behind it instead of just, yeah, it's 85 questions, 80 questions, whatever, but it's 10 minutes because what we want you to do is not overthink.
Yeah.
Read the question, score it. Read the next question, score it. The longer you look at it, the less true it's going to be, because now we're trying to overthink. What do they want me to say? What? Just look at it and score it, move on. Okay?
Before, I think you did, well, I went to your class when you did it at one of the workshops, at one of the conferences, and you gave us these nice like booklets that were stapled together. Do you have any of those or no?
Which book did I have?
It was like this, but it was like more. It was typed out though, like in a had like 3.
It's this CBA. I just copied some of the CBA. It's this actual class
Okay.
that you're talking about. It's the whole module. It's got a lot of, it's all full size and a lot more detail.
Yeah, and I guess it's easier to read versus this one. That's why I was just asking.
Yeah, no, that's the full class
Okay.
that we have. Okay? So if you look at the page, top of the page 8, it shows you the link. You literally go to the link, click
Bless
it.
you.
Bless you. Click it, it'll ask you for your district, and then you go right into the survey. Okay? Quick and easy. It's free.
This is voluntarily.
Free.
I'm free to do it.
We don't charge you for this tool. We built the tool for you guys.
Okay.
When you score it, when you get 6 responses, we send an email to the superintendent and the board president saying, we have 6. We're waiting for the 7th one. Go chase your board. Or do you want us to print it at 6? And we'll release it at 6 and send it to you. But we give you a full color graph, and I'll show you what graphs look like in a second. But that's all included. That's all free. You get taking it and you get the results back in full color graphic. If you want one of us to come out and work with you, we're happy to do that. And a lot of times we do that because we help get you through the discussion, and we actually write board goals that night from the results. So if I'm here, I would help you write 3 or 4 board goals for the next year, short-term and long-term, right from the rubric as we're discussing how do we improve things. We can tie it right back to the evaluation. Say, we didn't do well here, and this is what we're going to do to improve it. And we write the goal right there. That's a nice strength out of it. It's a twofer. You look at where you're at and get to write your board goals.
Question here. So let's say, for instance, right, as a board, we decide that yes, we're going to take this survey. Are we like contacting you and say, hey, look out for our board? They're going to be submitting this survey to you. How do we trigger that? How do we get that? Let you know that's what we.
Again, when they get 6, it's going to automatically trigger
Okay.
to send a response to the superintendent and board
Gotcha.
president. Then we have 6 in.
Right.
They can ask at that point, say, no, we're not going to get the 7th one. It's fine. Go ahead and print it. They'll print it and send the board president, superintendent the document. If you want one of us to work with you, they would send me the document. I would go through it and I would send a cover page with it of things for you to look at, things that stood out.
Gotcha.
So that you could focus on when you came together for the workshop, you'd already be primed with some of the things that you need to think about versus, how do you read it? Because if you just start looking at it and say, oh, it's all this color, great, but if you don't look at it, okay, it doesn't. If you go on, well, if you look at the bottom of page 9, that's the first of the plan. That's cluster. It takes the 7 areas and gives you a score for each of those 7 areas. It's hard to see.
Yeah.
I can send you it in bigger format. But the idea is, even without being able to read it, dark green is really good, dark red is really bad.
Yes, sir.
So if you look at their cluster, they're effective and moving towards the green.
Yeah.
They're good and effective, okay? But if you look at the next chart, it breaks it and shows you individual scores. See on the top, now it shows you, if we do the first one, leadership, there's a little
Yeah,
dark green,
like
little
somebody-
green, yellow, red.
Oh,
Yeah,
somebody got a
there's
lot
some
more
There's some
red.
dark red. There's somebody on that board who was like,
So
nope.
this right here is your
Somebody got
cluster.
red.
Yep.
And then this is what you get broken down for all the questions. And what you're looking for, the commonality, if we're all like 6 or 7 of us the same green or dark green, celebrate, let's go. The ones you're looking for, one, obviously a lot of red, a lot of orange. But you're also looking for the questions that there's a lot of dark green and a lot of red. Where did we miss? Somewhere we missed the discussion. Somebody didn't understand or isn't agreeing with the other group. And I'm not saying red is bad. Red might be the right answer. And green just said, yep, okay. And we didn't come up with a decision ahead of time. What are we looking for? Which is where the goals would come out and say, okay, how do we improve that item so that we're all on the same page? So next year we don't see that wide stretch, that wide band. okay?
So let's just say, how do we do, well, how would you help a board who maybe has that one person who just scores ones on everything because maybe that board member just really thinks we suck as a board, right?
Yep.
And how do you navigate that as a board?
One, usually I'll know ahead of time if I'm going to do it because I've seen it already.
Yeah.
I'd have discussions already with you, whoever, find out what's going on. We do that same thing when we do consensus for superintendent eval. If we
About
have
consensus.
one or two people, we're doing consensus, we get to the consensus majority, when one or two people just refuse to play nice in the sandbox, then it's consensus majority, you know, we have to move on. You know, if 6 of you are saying dark green and one's saying red, we need to find out why they're saying red, but at the same time, 6 out of 7 are saying dark green and everything's green, that in itself is telling us something. So
Okay.
both sides they have their own, and that's why the first go around is always easy to have someone here with you.
Yeah.
Go through it and lead that discussion so it's not a he said, she said,
Agreed.
all the way through. So you can see as the next couple slides show you the different programs, and I'll send you, like I said, I'll send this over to you tomorrow. So you can see these pages in all its glory.
Can you give us an example of one of the questions that's on there, possibly? Can you give us an example of one of the questions, like the
Yeah.
evaluation question?
It's,
Let's see.
yeah, mine isn't there.
Hold on.
Under board decision-making, we have the right data to make proper decisions.
I'm
Okay?
like, I
So
was
if you
trying
know-
to zoom out.
Yeah. Annually reviews the code of ethics, code of conduct, and adheres to it. So that would be under one of the, that would be under board.
Does
factors.
the board, does our
Says
board
mission.
commit to a vision of high,
Expectations in which students.
there you go, see, I'm just like, high something. Okay, so those are some examples.
Yeah, I just wanted us to
Yeah, no,
hear,
that's a
like,
good-
yeah.
This confidentiality is a priority.
That's good.
If you think about it, again, these were written by board members. I was a part of the original group that voted. My district's been doing self-assessment since its late 90s. And so that's why I got teaching this class, because my board just, it was just what we did every year. What's that?
What district is yours?
Center line.
Okay.
And so we've been doing it, it was just a normal thing for us every year. We knew it was coming, we knew we'd come in on a Saturday morning, we'd do 2 to 3 hours. And we went through a lot of iterations of the rubric, because we used to have one that scored at 1 to 5, way before all these. Scored at 1 to 5, and the rule is if you wrote a 1 or a 5, you had to write a note about it. So guess what we got? 2, 3s, and 4s. Because no one wrote notes.
Because nobody wanted to write
That's
it out.
So that doesn't give us anything, so
That
then we
doesn't help,
changed it
right.
again and started looking at meets it, exceeds it, just to get some more feedback. But it's really not the scoring here, it's what you're doing tonight. It's the discussion of you around the table, having those discussions as a team. Your superintendent will be here through this because part of it affects them. And there's a whole section of board superintendent relations. And so I always like to do this evaluation right before we do the superintendent's evaluation. Because if we score ourselves really bad in board superintendent relations,
Come on.
we can't go and beat him up because we already said it's on our side of the fence.
Come
Yeah,
on.
that's right.
So it just helps us
This doesn't make
prepare,
sense. This
again, for
Wow.
the superintendent evaluation.
Wow.
So are these
What's your
questions-
thought? What are you thinking over there? I'm sorry, Miller.
It's
are
a
these
reflection of
questions
us.
Same question year
So
after
it
year?
doesn't make sense to believe anybody.
So after the first time, we're not gonna be hit cold with the questions, right?
I don't know
You're not
about
gonna
this.
think of it?
You won't have to,
So if I come into a meeting, here's the question.
Yep.
All right, at that point in time, that's the only amount of time I had to think on it.
Mhm.
But if I'm giving it a week ahead of time, I can ponder a response, right?
Right.
But
So how is this? Is this, we're giving it cold?
Yeah,
I
the
don't know
idea
if I
is you
wanna
go
do
in and
this.
take
I
it.
don't know about
We don't want you to pre-think it through and have answers. The idea is, all the research says, do it blindly. Go in, sit
Going
down,
blindly.
in quiet, read the question, answer the question. First up, what's your first question? That's usually the most accurate. What
Yeah.
comes up to me first?
Yeah.
Either
Most
you-
honest.
It's the most honest question. Answer,
And
yeah.
So you don't want to parse it
Not
out.
think about it for a whole week.
Yeah, you're not sitting and analyzing.
Okay. So that's what those rubrics would look like. And if you go to page.
How long do it typically take a person to do
Voting
it?
to do this, or what are we doing?
How long does it typically take
We have
to
not
do the
voted to
assessment?
do anything.
10 minutes. Look, y'all, listen.
It only takes you about 10 minutes.
10 to 15
Take
minutes.
questions.
But don't we have to vote to do this thing?
No, you
Yeah.
can agree to it. There's
Yeah, we have to
plenty.
agree to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
She's just
no
asking
other
how long it
discussion.
take. And I said, the actual instrument taking is about 10 to 15 minutes. It's only 80 questions or so. So 10 minutes.
And
is
I mean,
less than a minute.
it's like if we would, like if we
That's
went
what
to
you
board.
say,
board.
you have to
Not
go in and
Right,
just
exactly.
answer, not sitting there and
Think.
thinking.
I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Yeah, like some people
Yeah, if
may
you're not
like
at
be
your
a thinker, and it may
On
turn
page
into.
15, the middle and bottom slide are the cover pages. Again, I'll send you all those ones so you can read them, but they just give you some background of how it's done and what the research size.
80 questions.
Go to 47, slide 47, middle one on the next page.
Like 16,
It is how we set goals. You should have 2 short-term and 2 long-term goals. Short-term is under 90 days, long-term is the year. That's what we target for goals. 2 short, 1 or 2 long-term.
Now,
So short-term could be, you
Yeah.
could set a board goal tonight.
Yeah.
Short-term, everybody's gonna take the board of self-assessment in the next 60 days. That's a board goal. Because it's got a time end, it's got an action to it, and it's got
January.
an end.
Okay.
So whenever, like that's how you would do a board goal from something like that. When we're looking at it, you see some of those red ones? Okay, what caused it and what can we as a board do to improve? If it's these questions on evaluation, maybe we assign an evaluation training. Maybe go to training, whatever. You can do a lot of different things that set the goals. That's what's nice about it. This leads right to your board goals. Board goals are for you. They're not for the superintendent, they're not for the admin, they're not for the staff, they're for the 7 of you. They want to improve what you do and improve your ability to make decisions to the best of the district. That's what we're trying to do with board goals.
What was that breakdown that you just
2
gave?
and 2?
No, action, time, something.
Oh, well, think about SMART, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely.
Smart goals.
Smart goals.
Yep.
Do it one more time.
SMART, specific, measurable, attainable,
They used that.
realistic, and timely. If you remember Alfred, like No Child Left Behind,
Yeah,
they said it was
teachers
a
use
smart goal, they lied.
come on.
It wasn't realistic, it
No,
was
it's not, because
1,700.
you're leaving a whole lot of
people.
kids behind.
It wasn't attainable because they wanted 100% growth of every student in 3 years' time.
Yeah.
It wasn't, it timely didn't give us that, it didn't even kick in for 3 years. So we're gonna give these kids 3 years, that we don't care what you do, it doesn't even start now.
You don't have all the
You
resources.
can't look at it as smart goals, what we want you by the smart goals.
Yeah.
So we know what the outcome is, what we're trying to attain, what's the timeline, so we can hold each other accountable. Hey, we got 6 in, whoever doesn't have that 7th one in, remember, we agreed 60 days, we're coming up on that 60 days. We need to do it as a group.
So that's my permission to nag them.
Yes.
No.
That's why you won't know who it is, so you have to.
So I have to nag the whole
The
board.
whole team.
Yes,
As long as
yes.
it's not you who's not done it yet.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
I just
I
said,
had that issue.
I just had this, I have, in my spare time, I saw Mary Kay and she's like, are you coming tonight? And I said, no, I've got a board meeting tonight. And she says, what would happen if you weren't there? I said, well, since I'm the one who's been pushing for self-assessment, I'd better be there. I said they would do
Who's
the
board
meeting
vice
without me.
president?
Latina Miller, Miss Miller.
Do you know what your job is, by the way?
What is it?
It's like, vice president's job is really simple. To make sure she's breathing every day. As long as she's here and breathing, you're done with your work.
She's off and running.
If she's
I
not
make it
here,
easy
you
for her.
have to take over. So that's
She's
really the
never
vice president's
absent.
job, is to make
I'm
sure
really
the
not.
president wakes up every morning.
She's never absent.
Really not.
And so
Literally.
Not since being president, I've never been at.
We'll give you
Never.
We got some classes coming in. So I was like,
Do you
what
want
do
some
we
more?
do now?
I'll be absent for you. Do you want me to be absent? She's like,
Keep coming.
What do we do now?
What'd you say?
Have a
What
discussion
do you
as
know?
a team, do we want to do this? Do we feel it's,
I don't know what the benefit of it is. What is the benefit?
Yeah, let's talk about the benefits, y'all.
What's the
Let's
benefit?
talk about the
'Cause it's
benefits,
anonymous,
y'all.
we don't know who said what.
But
It's
that's
anonymous.
good.
I mean, he gave us
Scott.
pages of benefits,
The
right?
benefits are in the beginning.
Yeah.
No.
So, like,
It's
just
not
think about it. All right, even though it's anonymous, at the end of it, we're going to come together. We'll bring Scott back or somebody else, or and then they're going to go through and we're going to talk about it. The purpose is so we can build, so we can all get on the same page. We're going to be like trying to set our goals, set our visions. We're going to. I'm sorry, y'all can see I've been thinking about this.
we're going to attack problems?
We're gonna
at
take
each other?
we're gonna take problems out of each other. We're gonna be more cohesive. It's so much, like that the benefit of this, and it's like, it's gonna bring us together, study separate. Because sometimes we can be like here, but not here as a board together. And so
You can tell that Nakia is
You want to
very
run the road
happy.
with me? You want to run the road with me?
yes.
I'll get babysitting back. You can run
And so it's so much. So it's like, even though it's anonymous, but when we get into the room, we having that robust conversation. We're getting down to why we here as a board, what we trying to do, like what all that good stuff. How we get
You're role
better?
modeling, think
Yes.
about it, what you want.
But
the
they're
district to
students,
do.
yes.
You're role modeling, you're
Yes.
leading by example, you're not talking the talk, you're walking the walk. You're showing them that it's okay to look at your awards as a group and say, yeah, we didn't do real good on that, but we're gonna do better.
We gonna get better.
Same with the young child, I didn't do well on that test, but I can do better on the next one.
Yes.
What are we gonna do to get there?
Yeah.
Same thing with you, how
How
do
we get there?
next time? You're setting the,
I'm gonna say we need some wines in this.
Uh-oh.
I think that a lot of
There's
people
no
can be.
I'm sorry.
There's not, no.
I was trying.
Yeah.
Stand here, please.
A lot of people-
There you go. Go
A
on.
lot
sorry.
of people get turned away of assessment because they want to avoid uncomfortability
Yeah.
for themselves and or just being in a space and being uncomfortable. Where the reality is, if you're not uncomfortable, change won't happen.
That's right.
Agreed.
So
That's right.
in order to move forward, in order to change, and in order to grow, you have to be uncomfortable and work through it. It may be ugly, it may not. It may be ugly and end up wonderful.
but you
I
won't
think
say the
that
same.
it's,
You're either gonna go forward or go backwards.
yeah,
So you're-
and
you're
staying
selling
comfortable,
something.
you're just gonna stay where you are.
And think of the message you're sending to your students and your staff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's with anything. They are uncomfortable when they get their test scores or their grades when they get their assignments back, right? That's an assessment. That's a self-assessment for themselves to look at their abilities, to look at whether or not they were even giving everything that they needed to
Yep.
be able to do well. The
Yep.
teachers, and even as like parents, there's a lot of moments, especially recently for me, that I'm like, I suck at being a parent. But it's really not. I just have a bad day.
Okay, bad day.
And I have to figure out, okay, how am I going to react differently next time, right? That doesn't mean I need to sit and
Mope
squander
about it,
and mope about it.
Yeah.
I had a bad day.
Yeah,
I'm
Right.
upset.
Yeah.
It is what it is, and we're going to move forward.
that's right.
And just taking that accountability and saying, I had a bad day.
And
Yeah.
again,
You know.
most of the time it's things like this, it's the 7U, 8, and superintendent, no community. Most of the time the community will go, you guys are stupid. Another meeting, you guys are actually
No,
stupid.
yeah, they only come and they're mad at us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
They don't come any
I mean-
other reason.
that kind of.
They're never
so-
coming and saying, great job, Board of
Yeah.
Education, we
Yeah,
appreciate you.
And it helps
The next
to
step.
build. I'm gonna
You
throw
have
at
to
this one.
agree
Oh,
that you want to do it.
Yeah.
yes.
You have to set a timeline to do it. Make sure the board completes the online, have your discussions, set your goals, and then you're gonna monitor it through the year, the goals that you set, and then you start over again. It's an
Yeah.
ongoing, every year kind of thing.
Yeah.
Especially as you become new board members come in and out, new officers come in and out, new committees come in and out. That's why you can't compare one over the next. You have to do it every year to see where you're at that given time.
Sometimes, us as a board, we kind of operate a little bit, for me, you see how I'm using those I words, and silos.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's like if we're doing this or we're coming together, this helps bring that out, and we're more as a team.
And I'll say, like, I told Scott this before we started. I've been on the board a long time, and never in 13 and a half years has the board done a self-assessment. I have said more than once my goal as president and as a board member is to bring us to that next level, to set the people who follow behind us up for success by having good policies in place, practices in place, things that we as a board do. I don't know that we can do that without self-assessment. I don't like it when I have to do it at work. I hate it, and I totally overthink it. And I'm usually pretty hard on myself. And I'm not going to kid myself into thinking, I think we're a pretty good board. Most of the time, we're all on the same page. I'm not going to kid myself into thinking that everything is hunky-dory, though, because that would be, I would have my head in the sand, right? I think there are things that we can learn from this. I think that, it's my, we've talked about this, we've wanted this for a long time, and I think we're both passionate about it. So, all y'all are doing it. No, I'm just kidding.
Even
I'm
if you,
just kidding.
even if
they
nature,
don't want
even
to.
even if you're gonna remember.
Listen, I know when you, I will, you make me come over there.
Now, I know you're all, it's like, yeah, let's do it. I'm not gonna ask you to make a
Yeah,
decision
no,
tonight.
I think we need to
Yeah.
go home. I agree.
Think about it.
Absolutely.
Next board meeting, next time you're together.
Yeah.
It's not a vote, it's, are we in agreement? It's either
Yeah.
yes, we're in agreement, or we're not.
Yeah.
And if we're in agreement, then we set the time frame and we go.
Yeah.
It takes some time
Nobody's
to
gonna
really
change.
review this, like I said, I'll send
And so you'll send us that link like electronically.
stuff, I'll send you documents.
Okay.
So, especially this document with all the results on it.
And then I'll push it out there.
Yeah. The link though, you'll send us that link so we can see it and click on it.
It'll be right in there.
Okay.
Mr. Bailey,
So, you-
When was the last time we did this?
in my time, never.
So, my question is why wait? If we can make a motion now, do it in 30 days.
Or
move
60
this
days.
along, Why?
So-
Why
This is what
wait?
we gotta sit
So
on.
we're in a workshop, we don't need a motion, we just need to be in agreement to do it. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say what's the will of this board, and I'm gonna say to our facilitator here, what's your advice?
I've seen it both ways.
Okay, so,
It sounds like you're all in agreement, so it's not, but when I have board that's kind of wavering, that's when I say, take a week or two,
yeah,
think it through. Are you really on board, or do you just not in your head tonight, because that's what everybody wants you to do?
yeah.
Absolutely.
If you're,
And I don't-
if you're behind it and ready to do it, then yeah,
But if
agree.
you're not,
It's
you're
not a
not.
motion, it's just.
I'm on the
we
fence about
agree.
it though.
Well,
Yeah.
you can't really, it's not an action item, so you can't take a motion
Just-
tonight.
Yeah,
But it's just an agreement.
Why can't we take a motion?
It's
to-
not an
It's a workshop.
On the agenda, you've already approved your agenda for the night,
Yeah.
it doesn't need to be a motion.
it doesn't
This
need a
isn't,
motion.
this isn't, an official action of the board, this is the board doing their work. So it's not an action.
I don't want anybody to feel pressured
Ms.
to do
Miller.
this and to
Oh,
make a
yeah.
decision.
Yeah,
And that is my concern
I
with,
could think it over.
as
Well,
much
is there
as,
anybody that needs to wait?
Yeah, Ms. Miller, I just want to know, like in general, like if you feel like it's putting you in a spot you don't got to answer.
'Cause I don't-
What's your
I don't-
hesitation?
I gotta think it over.
Okay. Yeah,
I
that's
mean, I
fair.
can't just jump and make any decision. I have to think this over.
That's
So
fair.
I
Because
would say-
this requires thought.
A lot of information in 90 minutes.
yeah.
Yeah, well, it's overload right now, so I just need
So
to
when
think
did-
it
That's
over.
fine.
But see, like listen, I've been sitting on this for a long time.
I don't
So
mind assessments, we assess all the time where I'm at.
So
But
you
you
got
still
till
have to think that
October
over as
6th
well.
yeah.
to think about it, come prepared to make a decision. If you have questions, ask each other. If you're still not sure, you got my card, my information, call me, email me, and I'll be happy to answer questions
Yeah.
and get you more information so that you feel comfortable when you come together on the 6th. Just put it as a discussion item, does the board want to do self-assessment? If so, decide on when the completion date's going to be, and you're off and running.
Yeah. That's fair.
Good?
Okay, good, okay.
Yes, no, we're all set.
Yes.
Yes,
You look at the
yes.
top of the last page, annual governance checkup, goal setting, strategic planning, board self-assessment, and superintendent evaluation are a three-pronged approach. You need all three working well for us to look at top side on the last page. We need to make sure that we really do diligent. That's why when we talk about the calendar area, that's what, these are the kind of things that go on the calendar. When
Yeah.
there's an evaluation, we're doing it in June, then we better do this in March. That's what you're looking at. When do we approve the attorneys? When do we approve the budget? When do we have to have, one of the things boards forget is, when's our staffing due? You have to have your
Okay.
staffing requirements 90 days before, because that's what most MEA contracts, you have to notify the union if you're gonna retire, reduce some staff. So you put it on your calendar, say, we should see the staffing requirements in March. It would be no surprise if they come to us and say, oh, by the way, we're gonna lose 3 teachers this year. Because you had it on your agenda, you had it on your calendar, you knew it was coming. All those kind of things. It's not what night's the football game or what night's the board meeting. Those we know. It's the actions we have to do through the year
Okay.
to improve. I encourage boards to do this kind of thing 3 to 4 times a year.
Okay.
A workshop session could be internally led, it can be us, it can be the ISD, but come together as a group, and I usually like the 2-hour window,
Okay.
90 minutes, 2 hours. Get in, do our work, and get out, but this gives us a chance to really dig deep into the topic. So if you got some big topic coming down the road, then you do it in this kind of format.
Yeah, we actually do a regular meeting and then a workshop every month. And, because part of why we do that is we just completed a bond, we're in another bond, there's with a bond, there's a lot of information coming at you. But it also allows us to do a training like this.
Right.
It allows us to dig into, policies,
We just want to make sure that
yeah,
the training is not shortchanged as, oh, we get some training done, but we have the facilities and doing this and doing.
Yeah.
It's got to be purposeful. Because remember, what did it take for you to be on the school board? What's some criteria to be on the school board?
you gotta be a resident, you gotta be a registered voter, and
And
over
18.
18, yeah,
That's it. Some signatures are $100.
yeah.
There's nothing about
There's no-
background.
there's no
nothing about
criteria.
training, Nothing about,
Yeah,
and
that's
we're,
nothing
obviously,
wrong.
MESB's working the state, we're trying to get the 100 series, the required component for board members. If they get those 30 hours of training, because we come in, we know experience. But that's why if you notice the state's paying for a lot of classes now, if you ever go on our website, it has an asterisk behind it, it means the state's paying for it. You take the class, the district pays for it. District puts in the net for the next month's state aid check, and they get reimbursed $100. So if the class is 90, you're actually making $10 for your district.
Do you hear that, Jackie? I'm saying that into my, okay.
So that, those are things you want to
I
look
wanted to
at.
hear
So even when I said the good governance workshop, that's one of the workshops that qualify. So if we charge you, say, $825, which is a normal workshop, you're gonna get $700 of it right back.
Yeah.
So the workshop's $125.
Yeah,
There's no excuse. If we're coming to you, it's $100, kind of thing. It takes a lot of excuses out.
And-
When I do them, I use the format, but I kind of stray to make sure we cover the topics.
don't they do all the 100 courses, right? Don't they,
Pretty much.
pretty much? And you can do 100s online, we don't need
Virtually
to.
online.
Yeah.
Take as much as you can. online.
Speaking of which,
When you're working with people in
should I
your
put a
class.
plug in?
Yeah.
I'm gonna put a plug in, there is a virtual MASB class through Wayne Risa on the 27th.
Thank you.
And there's another one.
There's one tomorrow.
Does Wayne Risa class tomorrow?
Yeah, 127, I think.
Oh, that's not through, this is a 327, I think it's the 27th though.
I don't know, they sent me something, but they didn't give the date.
Yeah, I can look, because I get the email, I'll look at my email from Mike Blackfist and let you guys know before we leave.
Briefly,
Okay.
I just want to talk about strategic planning. What do you understand when you hear strategic planning? What is it?
Nothing. No, I'm just messing.
I'm the only one who's, Jeff, you weren't on the board when we did our last, were you? Were you on the board? So Jeff and I are the only two who've been through a strategic plan. And it was a long time ago.
But what does that term mean to you guys?
Coming up
Your
with a
strategic
plan.
What does that
To
mean?
have a plan.
We're coming up with a plan to run the district.
Yeah, where the district's headed.
We're deciding where we want it to go.
What our goals are and vision
Yep.
for this district. Not,
5-year plan.
yeah,
And we call it really 3 to 5 year, because if you get most of the work done in 3 years, then you celebrate and you redo it and you start again. You don't want to drag it out. It's like they tell you in church, if 80% of the pews are filled, you need to add a new service because you never get 100% of the pews filled. Same thing here. If we get about 80% of the goals and objectives done, we'll keep those and they carry over to the next one, but it's time to look at the data and start again. When we do strategic planning, it tends not to be a lot of academic driven, like math scores and reading scores, because that's already being done in the MyCap, the continuous district improvement planning, we call it MyCap. What strategic plan tends to be is the other components. So when it's academics, it's class offerings or interventions or behaviors. We look at communication, leadership, personnel, facilities. Those are all the areas that we look at and through the process of what we do. And if you look at, we'll go to page 2, real quick. It's just a roadmap, top page. It's just a plan for the organization to go forward. 3 to 5 years, it's a dedicated roadmap that guides the district. Now, you probably heard the horror stories of people doing these people plans. There's a big 6-inch ring binder somewhere with all the data in it, and it takes you a hazmat suit to go get it.
I think we
It's
have
been in
that.
there 5 to 20 years. Ours, when we boil it down, is 2 pages.
Oh, wow.
2 pages. 2 pages. We give you a 20-page document that has all the data in it, but the actual strategic plan is broken down in 2 pages. You have it right in front of you at every board meeting. So when you're making decisions, you can look right at your vision, our mission, our core value, and our goals right in front of you. And you can turn to each other and say, okay, where does this fit in? Where is this going to help us on these items? Okay, so it gives you a roadmap going forward.
Did you find it?
Again, transcends board members. So as board members come in and out, this is something I show. When you have candidates coming in, I would give them a strategic plan as that candidate, say, hey, this is what we're about. Here's what we do, here's our strategic plan, so they understand what's not coming in dark to what's going on. It's always easier to do a third-party facilitator for us to come in and do it. Again, it's your choice. We do it, we don't do it, but it's your choice. But part of it is, the last line, is not something for you. So we do
You see
a
it?
survey, it's not for you.
Oh, thank you,
because
baby.
We only give you the result, the top end results, not the individual raw scores.
Thank you.
So if somebody blasts somebody or uses
Show us
somebody's
looking
name,
somewhere. What could it be?
libel something, it won't get out because I'm the one that sees it. What I do is go through all the surveys.
So when they say, that President Craigmore, she's such a
What's that?
pain in the butt.
Oh, my
It can
Nobody
be,
sees that.
we work on respecting the staff time, so much of our work is done by us and not your staff. Your admin does a little bit. One of the things we do is we come out, once the board agrees to it, go to the next page, I'll show you one more time.
Is there a cost for that?
Yep.
Here it is, yeah.
The pre-planning is what you'd be doing now. Do we want to do it? What's it look like? What's the time frame? What's the scope? What you've done in the past. Once you say yes, you've signed a contract, we start going, we're going to give you a sheet of 8 to 10 districts that are very similar in size and demographics to you. The district going to pick 5 or 6 of those, and you can pick anybody in Michigan, not just those. Those will just get you a narrow bit. Because we're going to look at trend data for you and comparison data of yours, the reference districts, and the state. We're going to pull all that data. At the same time, we're going to do an online survey.